Good afternoon. My name is Pamela Higgs, and I am a life coach and a therapist. And today I choose to walk in my best quality of life. I would like to talk with you all today about the importance of being a healthy parent, a good parent to your children. And so, let me just share a little bit about myself. I was married for several years. My husband and I at the time had a son and a daughter. So we ended up getting divorced, unfortunately. Sometimes things happen. And so, we ended up getting divorced, but we remained pretty good friends. We have a pretty good relationship right now. And so, with that came some challenges, though. Being a single parent, no one ever I can speak for myself and some of my friends and family that have been in relationships that ended in divorce or just didn't work out. And so I work with clients and different individuals today who have similar issues. Raising children in today, and especially in today's world, it's not easy. We see what happens in the news every day, the different, shootings, black on black crime, bullying, the list goes on and on. So it's hard enough when you have two parents that are together raising one child, and then to add on top of that having multiple children as a single parent. So the way that my life is right now, I have my children most of the time, and my, ex-husband has the children, very often as well. And so we do our very best to co-parent. We do an excellent job of communicating with one another. If something is going on with the children, and I learn about it from a teacher or, from them, or observe something, I always try to keep my ex-husband in the loop, and he does the same for me. We attend school functions. Sometimes we come together, one-on-one to address our kids as co-parents. So they always know that we're forever united and that we have their best interests at heart. No, he and I, we do not agree on every single thing, but we try very hard to at least respect the other individual and understand why they make the decisions that they make, or why they believe the things that they do. But when it comes to our children, we pretty much are on a united front. So we eliminate splitting as best we can. So I want to talk with you all today about just some parenting tips, on being a single parent, because I know it's not always easy. So I'm going to, go over a couple of things with you, and just, no particular order, but I just felt the need on my heart to share as a parent who has a son who will be 14 years old tomorrow and a daughter who will be 12 next month. They are still young, but they're old enough where they've come into their personality. They have their own interests, likes and dislikes. So I'm learning. I am learning. I have a son and a daughter, and I didn't have any brothers, so I'm learning, especially on how to raise a son. At least I can relate to my daughter to some degree, even though she and I have completely, totally different personalities. But I love that about her. I love her uniqueness, her individuality. And I want to continue to, just remain close with both my children. I think it's very important. So the first thing I want to say is, like I said before, I have a son and a daughter. The first is, do treat your child according to his or her own personality. Every child is different. Every person is different. We all have our own unique, fingerprints. Even identical twins have their own distinct fingerprints. No two people are exactly the same. So you cannot expect, to have, I'm not saying to come up with completely different rules. Some things are just the standard, okay? No eating in the living room. No eating in your bedroom. We're going to sit together and eat together at the family room, and we're going to talk. Do your best in school. Like, these are very general things, basic things. I'm talking about more specifically what one child likes, the other child may not like. I cannot expect for my daughter to want to go outside and play basketball. Not to say that girls don't play basketball, because they do, but my son is into basketball. He's into video games. My daughter is not. I cannot get both of them video game systems and expect for them to both be happy, and I cannot treat my son the way I would treat my daughter. There's just certain different, levels of needs that they have as a boy and a girl, for starters, and then they have their own distinct personalities. So always remember that. I don't, necessarily believe in the double standard, but I do believe that you have to treat them according to their personalities. The second tip I would like to say is, please, parents, spend quality time with your children. I do know, as a single parent, I work long hours as a clinician. Thank God, I believe in the motto, it takes a village to raise a child, because their father, my sister, my mother, most of the time are there, and they are there to help me and support me, and I do the same with my own sister. So rely on your support systems, your friends, other family members, maybe a babysitter in the neighborhood you trust, when you cannot spend the time. But when you do have the time, I don't care how busy, carve out some time for your children. I take my son on date nights sometimes, mommy and son date time. Sometimes they too need their own one-on-one time with you. My daughter, we have, mommy-daughter time, do the things that we like doing. But we come together too, because we're family, and I need for them to understand that we're going to always be together. I want us to always have a close relationship. We may not get the opportunity to see all family all the time, or all friends all the time, but at the end of the day, we are together and we are one as a family. So I love them. So spend time with your children. These are the, if you can take them on trips when you get an opportunity. But a little bit of time goes a long ways. When you're present with them, be fully present with them. Not being on your phone, not watching the TV, just one-on-one time. Watch your favorite movie. In my family, my house, we've got kind of grown away from some of this sometimes because of their interests have changed. But movie night, Friday night is movie night. It may be a Saturday or a Sunday, but movie night is very important for us. So that's number 2. Number 3, do tell your children you love them daily and pray for them so that they are fully protected at all times. This may be something where you get them in a habit of speaking positivity over themselves, so they don't grow up with low self-esteem. They don't grow up feeling like they've missed out because they don't have a 2-parent home. Let them know that they're loved and they're special, and they can be successful just like anybody else out there. Yes, they can. You have people who have a whole lot of trauma and different things that have happened to them that are successful. I know, I hear the stories every single day in my career and profession, so I know it's capable. But you got to instill that into your children. Don't let your children walk around thinking they're less than or they're nothing because they come from a divorced home or they have a single parent household. No, you pour into your child. Pray for them. Speak positivity and speak into their life. Okay, speak success over them. I tell my son all the time, you are great with math. You love money. We're going to turn that into good. How can you be the next businessman? He's a businessman. I tell him all the time, I can't wait till you own your own business. Mommy's going to go into business with you because we're entrepreneurs. And the same with my daughter, pour into her. Baby, figure out what it is that you like, and go for it. I tell my nieces the same thing. They all have individual strengths. So we got to foster that growth and that positivity in our children. The next tip that I want to tell you is take your children to church.